What will you do if you were the next Albert Einstein? What will you do if you solved the most difficult problem in the world? And what would you do if nobody believed you? That is the predicament. That is the situation that I'm in right now. I solved this problem called the theory of everything. This problem goes back hundreds, if not thousands of years. Essentially, the most intelligent people that ever lived worked on this problem, and no one was ever able to solve it. The goal of this problem, essentially, is to find the fundamental building blocks of our reality, or the formula that creates everything that we interact with, from the tiniest microscopic things to the biggest celestial things like planets and galaxies. The great Einsteins, Isaac Newtons, worked on this problem, but none of them were ever able to solve it. And me, Alexander Ngu, also known as the man who killed the equal sign, solved this problem. The solution to this problem was published in my paper, General Intelligence Theory. This paper is also published in book form, as you can see. But I'm in a weird predicament here because nobody believes that I solved it. And the reason for this is because I'm black, because I am African. They cannot fathom that this problem that the world's greatest minds could not crack for hundreds of years, that an African kid, a regular African kid with no fancy PhD, was able to find the solution, was able to find the formula for everything. That is the predicament that I'm in. Basically, the reason why all these scientists and philosophers and physicists could not solve this problem is that they were all too married to concepts that are limiting, concepts that a lot of us were taught in school to be fundamental. For example, the concept of energy, the concept of light, the concept of mass, the concept of equality, like the equal sign. These are all inventions that we invented. They don't exist. Essentially, scientists have been using these limiting concepts to try to figure out the fundamental building blocks of nature. But that's impossible if the tools you are using are limited. So I solve this by essentially just generalizing beyond those concepts, so that the new formula would apply to everything, right? Not just physical things, or not just things that are equal, but general. It will be more of a general formula. A groundbreaking formula that a lot of us are familiar with is Einstein's energy mass equivalence equation, E equal to mc squared. That equation was monumental when it was formalized because it simplified everything in the universe that we could perceive into these three concepts: energy, mass, and light. But what if we can generalize further? What if we can go beyond the concepts of energy and mass and light? That's exactly what I accomplished with my new formula called the formula of general intelligence. And as you can see on my book cover here, Einstein's formula, E equal mc squared, is scratched out, and a new formula is formalized above it, the triangle infinity circle formula. And if you notice, the main difference between these two formulas is that Einstein's E equal to mc squared has an equal sign, right? That equal sign has been replaced by the infinity symbol. So now we have generalized the concept of energy into the triangle, we generalized the concept of equality into infinity, and we generalize the concept of mass speed of light square, and that just becomes the circle. So triangle infinity circle, or Delta-Infinity-Omicron. And that's the solution.